That's right. Whitelist stuff starting now. Yay! To play. And that's why, like, and again, so it's kind of like that. Putting this out in the wrong direction, but it's kind of like one of those where, like, that's why I don't take it off the list, right? Because I'd kind of like to play this, but I just don't have the time, so I'll just leave it there, and then maybe when it goes on sale again, I'll have the time.
Yeah, I think because there's some things where I will when it comes up on sale and I look at it, I think 33% off. I am still interested, but am I interested enough? If they knocked more money off it, would I buy it, even though I'm not going to get around to playing it for a while? And I'll have one of those conversations with myself. And because sometimes when they, the Steam summer sales and stuff like that, where things are going 80% off, and I just, I'll buy my entire wish list in one go. That sort of thing.
Just sit there in your library.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got a library full of things that were mostly bought on sale, and I've got an inventory full of things as well where I've thought, oh, that's a really good deal, I really fancy the sound of this, I'll buy 4 of them. I'll give the other 3 to some people to play with me.
Boris, I think, has done that a couple of times. When it's like when he gets a game and he wants, like, he plays it and he goes, oh, this is a great game, I want other people to play with me. Then he'll just, like, buy
4 of them.
To the other people. It's like, okay, you have no excuse, you have to play with me now.
Yeah. Did he do that with Battlegrounds?
That backfires on him a few times too when he can't get rid of them.
Yeah. I've gotten him. Yeah, I've still got all kinds of things in my inventory, which I just go through a purge every so now and then, and insist on people taking things off my hands. Right, what was I just looking at? I saw something that needed small steel tubes, and I can't remember the other thing it needed. Or are we out of small steel tubes as well? Right, let's put small steel tubes into the
queue list.
The queue list, yeah. And in fact, we can put solar cells in as well, and then.
Well, at least at this point, when we finish this session, we'll have scaffolding all kind of built out. A lot of it actually constructed, and then we'll know what we're missing, and we can let all of that stuff just kind of like build out between sessions. Maybe. Yeah. We will see. So maybe that's what we should do right at the end, is figure out what are all the things that we need to build forever of. Yeah,
absolutely. And then we'll just put them in, and then when other people are on the server, things can just be manufacturing. Indeed. So there's always the risk that we come back to the ship and we found somebody's raided it.
You mean like the evidence stands?
Yeah. I know. I overheard Mia and Almond one day discussing what they were going to do about their lack of. They needed thruster components and they needed gold. I let them take some gold ingots, or I told them they could take some gold ingots. But there was because everybody else is they're actually further ahead than us in their builds, from what I've seen. But then we've got. It did
help though that we got attacked by every asteroid or every meteor in the game.
Yeah, and because we're building out in open space as well, we don't have any direction where we're sheltered by an asteroid. So I think that's why we were getting the worst effects of it. Like, while the meteors were targeting your house and your house was behind the rock, that wasn't too bad. We could just get on. We were doing well.
Yep. Then we weren't.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's that. And then I need a... Oh, I do need another sorter. I took the sorter off my list because I thought I didn't need it anymore. Silly me.
Wasn't that? It was a battery. I was welding up a battery.
Batteries.
Right, if I was stood with my back to the ship and I was looking at batteries, which batteries would I be looking at?
What?
I had... Because I have a tendency... Like, we're making 4 of everything. So what I tend to do is I got my back to my ship and then I will weld the closest one to me and then work my way around. And now I can't see which batteries I was... Where are the batteries? Oh, here it is. Okay, found it. It's the one closest to the ship.
When you started that statement, I was like, I thought you were going to go with like, if I was a battery, where would I be?
Yeah.
Okay, so was there not a way to make an object that you want to place, like, go further away from you or closer to you in its little hologrammy thing before you place it?
Don't remember that one.
I thought you could, like, alt wheel mouse or control wheel mouse it, and it's not working. But maybe that's only in creative?
Maybe.
But because it's like I'm like too close to see what I'm doing, and I want to back it up. All right, so that. Does it go? Now I need to back up.
It's not when you're trying to place a refinery by any chance, is it?
Yeah.
I find refineries are the hardest thing to place.
It's exactly what I was trying to place, actually.
And especially if you're trying to align it so that you've got it the right way up, so that your words are the right way up and all of your ports are in the right place.
Yes, that's what I'm actually trying to do right now. So that looks like it goes there. I think that is correct. This will be a very bad thing to get wrong.
Yeah.
I'll have another mirror moment where he comes over and says, "It's like, do you realize that none of these things are connected?"
Or he just tuts, and then and then you turn around and look back, and he's busy grinding something. It's like, what are you doing? This thing wasn't working properly. You had it upside down. It was the wrong way around. It was back to front.
Yeah. So I gotta thank him. Like he totally fixed my house.
Yeah.
It's like it was so funny too because I built the whole thing creative. But see, my problem with creative, I find, is I get way more interested in trying to make it look like I want, as opposed to making it actually work. And I've done that a few times where, like, and it's funny because I always start with it needs to be functional.
Yeah.
So I build in a way where, okay, I got everything I need in this thing, and then I start retrofitting it to make it, aesthetically pleasing in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then while I do that, I move things around, but I still have all the components that I needed, right? And so then I end up in a situation in the end where things may no longer connect right because they all connected right at first, but they don't anymore because I moved everything around. But it looks gorgeous. Yeah, I've had that happen to me a few times. And then the other thing that I always forget to do in creative, and then I really regret it in survival when I build it, is name everything properly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I always find that that's the thing. So I need the modules. What do we want? We want yield. Yield, baby. Give us the yield.
Oh, got a little lag spike there.
Yeah, I haven't actually had any of those this session.
No, it's been fairly stable, hasn't it? Fairly well behaved.
Fairly well behaved. That's right. Space Engineers has been
fairly well behaved. Yeah,
that's right. We don't have to put it in the corner today.
it's about as good a compliment as you get. It's like a naughty child who, when they get a C on their school report, you think, actually, You didn't do too bad this time. Well done. You were fairly well behaved.
That's right, yeah. We expected you to be atrocious, but you were actually okay.
Yeah. And for that, you get a gold star.
You get a gold star for being mediocre. Yeah, but in a way, you're still rewarding good behavior. You're still rewarding the behavior you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just can't let space engineers know that that's what we're doing. Then it'll get like as long. You know what? I think space engineers is an angsty.
An angsty teenager.
Yeah, angsty teenager.
Sorry, your last
Pulls
word
tips
just
all the time.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't want to listen to you. No authority is any good except for its own. Yeah, my son is about to go into.
I was just about to
teenage
ask.
mode.
I was about to say, how
Worried,
old's your
I'm so
son now?
worried. Yeah, he's almost 14 now.
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming. I know it is. I've already seen some clues of it already in this last year, but it's already starting to come. I can see the inklings of lip. All right. And it's good in a sense, right? Because this is the time when they figure out who they are as people. But and so it's like I'm not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like I know it's going to be difficult because it's way more challenging as a parent, but it's also a period of time that they need more than anything else. So it's like a really interesting balancing act of parenting and letting them figure out who they are. All right, so we need batteries. I think went right here, right? Is that how they went? Let them explore who they are as people, decide what they want to do with the rest of their life, or at least the next phase of their life. I'm not the kind of person that believes that that you need to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life when you're before you go to college or university.
Yeah.
As I have personally changed my mind and changed my direction.
Oh,
I don't
me
know
too.
Yeah, and it's worked out in the end. So if you find yourself not liking what you're doing, feel free to explore something else and see if you like it more. And then adjust course, right? I mean, there's nothing that says that you have to get it right.
Indeed.
Because you know what, you're not going to get it right when you're in your late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
Or even when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you're not going to.
And because even if you get it right because you have by chance picked the right thing that is right for you and is likely to be right for you at that moment, the world changes. And then you change, the world changes, and then something new that you didn't know about comes along, and things that you would never have known about until you enter the workplace become fascinating. And then you find that actually you studied all the wrong things, you started your career on the wrong path. But you know what? That happens to almost everybody.
And the good thing too is that you like all of the skills that you acquired, like most of the time they're transferable in some way, shape, or form.
They are.
And it might not seem like they are at the time, but there'll be things that are easier for you in your next choice because of the stuff you did earlier.
Yeah. I think the one thing I would advise everybody to do, anybody, if you possibly can, if there's any way, shape or form you can, is go to university. It almost doesn't matter what you study. Just go to university. And if possible, go to a university that's not in your hometown so that you have that experience of living away as a student. But if you've got a degree in something, anything, or even if you've been to university and you didn't succeed in getting a degree, it's still so much more than not having been. I think that's it gives you such a step up, even if you studied something that, I mean, I did mechanical engineering at university, and I am now retraining at work because of the way my random career has gone. My career has been very random. And now I would have been better off for what I'm doing now, I would have been better off if I had a law degree rather than a mechanical engineering degree. My mechanical engineering degree you would think, was not very useful for something where what I do now is half law and half accounting. And I'm doing I'm studying at the moment. Work are paying for me to study further qualifications and become chartered, but I'm sitting 8 exams, 2 of which are in law, 2 of which are in accounting. There's 1 in strategy and 2 in governance. And yet, what was that? I've got power cells. I've got power cells in my inventory, and I'm trying to weld up steel tubes or conveyor belts, conveyor pipes. All the stuff that I learnt in mechanical engineering about how machines run have helped me to design processes in an office that run like a machine.
Right.
That's had a tremendous effect on our organisation and how we operate, and yeah, that systems thinking, that ability to think like an engineer has just stood me in such good stead. So even though I ended up doing something completely different, I did a bit of it. I was an engineer for a short while, and then life throws you shiny things. It's like, ooh, shiny thing. That looks interesting.
What is that? What is the sparkly of my very own?
Yeah. My career has just been driven by, ooh, shiny thing. I've been made redundant a couple of times, and that has always led to something bigger and better, just because of the shiny thing effect. It's like, well, I could go and apply for a job with one of our competitors now that this company is closed or downsizing or something. I'm going to be made redundant, so I could stay in the same industry doing the same thing. I'll go and speak to a recruitment agent about that, and then they say, what about this shiny thing here? Have you ever thought about sparkly shiny things that are nothing like... Ooh! Ooh, I never thought of anything like that. Didn't even know that existed.
Shiny thing existed.
Yeah.
Now that I do.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And it's like, but I've never been qualified as a sparkly shiny thing. Is that important? No! No, you'll need to know a little bit. Don't worry. They'll train you in the little bit you don't know, and you'll pick the rest up. It's like, you've got enough of a background in things. It's transferable. Don't worry about it. You don't need to know about shiny things. If you fancy that one, you can go for it. And yeah, that's how my career has panned out. Ooh, shiny thing.
Ooh, shiny thing. Yeah, squirrel. I've probably used a couple of references. Do you know the squirrel rep?
I do, and I've forgotten it, but I know it.
Up. It's up, yeah. With the dogs and up. Why can't I access this? Interesting. I'm coming over to the
what?
The tube here, the connector, and it's not lighting up.
Oh.
What am I doing wrong?
You're not able to access it? Are you not real? Let's have a look.
That's right.
Yeah,
do you exist?
I'm able to access it.
Something actually weird has just happened. I can't even bring out my tools anymore.
You're not real anymore, are you?
Yeah. I always wanted to be a real boy, but...
But then some fairy came along and said, have you ever thought about being a shiny thing?
What do I have in my inventory? I've got 52. Okay, so I think I might need to relog here.
Yeah.
Or maybe just commit Sudoku. So I'll just stand here and do that. But yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. It's like let when opportunities arise, explore them if they find them interesting. It doesn't mean you have to take them if you end up deciding you don't like them.
Indeed.
But explore them, see where it takes you.
Do you know, I think one of the weirdest sidetracks in my career was it was at a time where I was looking for a new job, and I went into been going around the recruitment agencies, dropping off my CV, having interviews, talking about the kinds of things I might like to do, listening to their shiny thing pictures, and and one.
I'm gonna have to use that.
There were 4 of them, all houses, together in Nidd Lane. Together lived Boris and Anubiz. Anubiz was always sorry about something. Next door came Minty and Nordic, and Minty really annoyed Nordic by calling him a beast all the time. And the next house was noisy, 'cause Apple and Melon always had domestics. But it was the 4th house that the police were interested in, because Power Suit Sal kept Mir in the closet. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, a colourful place to be. They all lived together on Nidd Lane, although together is a little bit subjective. At Boris's and Anubiz's, there was a man who could be sometimes mistaken for a hobo smelling of alcohol trying to climb the walls. But it's okay, 'cause it was Anubiz's Canadian cousin, drunk Spider-Man, and a little Santa's helper could be seen going house to house. It appeared when someone got tired of almond, they'd just hand them on to the next surrogate parents. They all lived together in Nidd Lane, a colourful place to be. They all lived together on Nidd Lane, although together is a little bit subjective. It seems they pissed off the neighbours, something to do with the Peel P50 dragon children, but that's just Boris. No one questions him, 'cause that's what happens in Nidd Lane.